My great pleasure to welcome you today to today's webinar, organized by the Science, Technology, Innovation sector of the Embassy of Brazil in Jakarta, with the collaboration of University of Indonesia and the Brazilian Ministry of Science and Technology. Uh, Artificial intelligence, the main subject of today's webinar, is rapidly transforming economies and societies around the world. Everybody knows that. Yet its development remains highly uneven, with much of the current AI landscape concentrated in a small number of countries and companies possessing advanced technological infrastructure. At the same time, we are beginning to witness important shifts emerging from the global south through investments in more inclusive and publicly governed AI ecosystems. Brazil is one important example. In 2024, Brazil launched its artificial intelligence plan for the period of 2024-2028, entitled AI for the Good of All. And this initiative reflects Brazil's commitment to fostering AI development that is sustainable, inclusive, and socially oriented. In Indonesia, interest in AI is also growing rapidly. Recent developments include the planned launch of an undergraduate major in artificial intelligence at the University of Indonesia in 2026 this year, alongside the continued expansion of Indonesia's digital economy and vibrant startup ecosystem. At the same time, challenges remain, including gaps in infrastructure, data quality and availability, regulatory readiness, and broader ecosystem support. Addressing these challenges will require closer collaboration among governments, academia, and industry. More broadly, emerging AI ecosystems across the global south are increasingly being shaped by local priorities, cultural and linguistic diversity, and domestic innovation needs. These developments suggest a gradual rebalancing of the global AI economy and highlight the importance of ensuring that all regions can actively shape and benefit from the future of artificial intelligence. Today, we are fortunate to be joined by two distinguished speakers who are experts in the field of AI. From Brazil, Dr. Hamilton Mendes is a director of digital science, technology, and innovation at the Brazilian Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation. And from Indonesia, Professor Wisnu Jatmiko, Dean of the Faculty of Computer Science at the University of Indonesia. I'd like to warmly thank our distinguished guest speakers and all participating joining us today, policymakers, industry representatives, academics, students, curious people, and technology enthusiasts. Your presence reflects a shared commitment to promoting innovation that is not only technologically advanced, but also inclusive, equitable, and responsive to the needs of our societies. Brazil is and remain committed to strengthening cooperation with Indonesia in all fields of science, technology, innovation, including in the field of artificial intelligence. And we hope that today's discussion will contribute to deeper exchanges of experiences to foster new partnerships and inspire collaborative efforts towards harnessing AI for sustainable and inclusive development. Wish you all a productive and engaging discussion, and thank you. Farina, I pass the floor to you, and then you can pass the floor to our distinguished speakers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Marcelo, for the introduction. So now we will begin the presentation session for Hamilton Mendes. So please, sir, you may begin.
Thank you, Councilor Marcelo, for your basic words. I would like to ask for give the permission for my colleague, Dr. Paulo, to share, Paulo Afonso, to share the presentation, please.
Okay, Paulo Afonso. Okay, he can do that now.
Okay. First, would like to thanks too much the opportunity you give us to share some information about Brazilian artificial intelligence plan. I'm very honored for this meeting, and thanks too much for this invitation. The Brazilian artificial intelligence plan is Brazil national strategy that guides development and use of artificial intelligence in the country. Under the core premise of AI for the good of all our clients, balance advanced technical development with social well-being, ethics and inclusion. Its main goals are to strengthen the national ecosystems of AI research and innovation, promote AI adoption across public and private sectors, ensure ethical development, and expand Brazil's participation in global AI governance. What is the PBIA? The plan, the Brazilian Artificial Intelligence Plan, is Brazilian national strategy that requires development and use of artificial intelligence in our country. Like you can see, my main goals are strengthening the national ecosystem of AI research, innovation, and development, promote the use of AI in both the public and private sector, and ensure the ethical, responsible, and inclusive development of AI technology. I think I could emphasize, I would like to emphasize this premise. Ethical, responsible, inclusive development of AI technology is very important, not only the scientific and technical aspects, and expands Brazil's participation in global AI governance. No, so I would like to we have the 10 fundamental premises of the PBI. Our plan is structured around the core premises. First one, focus on social well-being, improve people's lives through technology. For us, the social aspect is more important than technical ones. The generation of national capabilities and training. That is, building localized skill sets. 3, technological and data sovereignty. Reducing external technical dependence is very important for Brazil. 4, environment sustainability. That is integrating the plan with the country's ecological transition. 5, strategic alignment, pairing directly with other government programs, especially the new Brazil industry, called the ID policy. 6, appreciation of diversity. We are a nation with a lot of different people, and for us it's very important that IA could enforce this perspective, embracing diverse cultural and social perspectives. 7, international cooperation, building cross-border innovation networks. We think that IA is an important road to came nations next to each other. 8, ethics and responsibility, ensuring safe, transparent, and accountable AI use. 9, participatory governance, very important, designing policy with collective societal input. And 10, flexibility and adaptability, adjusting swiftly to ongoing technical evolutions. Next, please. Those are the 5X of PBI. X1, AI infrastructure and development. X2, diffusion, training and qualification. X3, AI for improvement of public services. X4, AI for business innovation. And X5, support for the AI regulatory and governance process. I will give you some details about ETX. Next, please. Next slide. Paulo, next. Okay, X1. AI infrastructure and development. What this X aims? It aims to focus or create the physical and computational foundation of sovereign research. One of the most important infrastructure today for us is such Dumont upgrade. What is this? It's only national supercomputing capacity to rank in the global top 5, providing the compute power of foundation research. Our primary objective is to get to one of the most how can I say a huge supercomputing capacity, but it's not a lot important if it's going to be top 5 or top 10. Important for us is provide the computer power for foundation research. And another objective of X1, important for us, is the sovereign LLM development, large language models. Natively trained in Portuguese, using domestic data sets, removing external cultural bias, and reduce external dependence, and sustainable pro-info. For us, for Brazil, funding energy efficient AI research infrastructure across national ICTs, maximizing the use of renewable energy. It's a principle very important, a premise very important. Next, please. X2. It's about diffusion, training, and qualification. This is a special important X for the future of use of AI. Aims at human capital growth and widespread tech literacy. It's very important to launching a national AI awareness campaign and the Brazilian AI Olympics to engage and educate students nationwide, to prepare the next generation. In academic expansion, we intend creating more than 5,000 new undergraduate spots in AI and STEAM fields, supported by target fees. That is a student finance allocation, and it's important give you attention for the impacts on job market, capacity, training, workforce preparing for this transformation, this revolution. We intend training and qualifying almost 230,000 professionals, along salary supplement grants to retain top-tier AI research, and halt brain drain that have been a problem for us. on let's see, the recent years. Next, please. No, the sovereign cloud. Why we consider this importance subject on X3? We intend building a secure national data infrastructure managed by state-owned enterprise, Circle and DataPrev, with the objective to protect sensitive citizen information. Under the X3, we also intend to promote national data infrastructure, cataloging over 2,000 government datasets to enable safe interoperability in full public AI tools. And under X3, promoting GovTech technological incubation, that is funding startups, designing target solutions for public agents with a target of 10 agents adopted per year. Next, please. X4. X4 is about AI for business innovation, industrial AI, under the Brazilian AI plan. This X has the largest budget share, almost to 5 billion United States dollar. That's similar to 13.8 billion reals. This X goes directly to drive private sector productivity. And the strategy includes promoting a program for enforce the industry. Now, new industry Brazil, NID, that objective deploying almost 1.6 billion United States dollars to fund 500 plus industrial AI initiatives designed to boost manufacturing efficiency. And another subject that's important under the X4 is promoting engines, creating investment vehicles for technology. Startups will help with Sebrae, that is a Brazilian agency with focus on this type of enterprise on companies, small and middle companies, to deliver accessible AI tools to micro and small business. And under the X4, we intend to organize a network of national data centers, provide financing lines to construct a green localized supply chain for data centers. Next, please. Naturally, on a plan like this, support for AI regulatory and governance process also is an important subject. It's the objective of X5, that is securing legal parameters, user safety, and trustworthy systems. And some of the important initiatives I would like to emphasize is the organized algorithmic transfer centers that will be to a new federal hub dedicated to auditing algorithms, measuring risks, and conducting independent safety assessments. Another providence is implement Brazilian AI Observatory, OBIN, an intelligent platform tracking AI adoption metrics and technological statistics nationwide. And under this improve regulatory support. We have give some a lot of work and on constructing a new legal framework and raising ethical guides to establish Brazil as an AI governance leader for the global South. Naturally, with important partners. And I think that's to get this objective. It's not an objective for only one nation. It's important to work together with partnerships. And I hope so. Indonesia could be one of these partners. And soon. Next, please. Now, I would like to give some words about the national innovation ecosystem with focus on IN. The country leverage, our country leverage today an extensive territorial network of 73 applied AI research centers on Southwest region. We plan to have 42 centers. At Northwest, 16 centers. On South, 7 centers. At Center West, when it stayed the capital in Brasilia, 6 centers. And north of the country, 2 centers. Next, please. Here, you have some public initiative centers. I'm not give you detail about the private initiative centers, but here I think it's important to give you some information more. BIOS, BIOS, Brazilian Institute of Data Science Faculty of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Other one, C4AI, that will be to a Center for Artificial Intelligence with private support by the IBM Enterprise and one of the most important Brazilian University of São Paulo. Center of Excellence on Artificial Intelligence for Renewable Energies. The renewable energies, it's a very important question for Brazil. We have a clean energy matrix and AI. We believe that with AI research and development, we can improve a lot our and enforce renewable energy sources. Number 4, Center of Excellence in Artificial Intelligence for Cybersecurity Computer. One of the most important subjects when we discuss about AI. Number 5, Center of Intelligence in Applied Research and Artificial Intelligence for Industry. It will be located on Salvador, Bahia. Number 6, Center for Research in Engineering Data Science for Smart Industry on Institute of Mathematics and Computer Sciences at the Unicamp University, São Paulo State. Number 7, CEREIA, CEREIN, Center of Intelligence in Artificial Rectorate. Number 6, CIA Health, Center for Innovation in Artificial Intelligence, with focus on health research development. IARA, IARA, Artificial Intelligence Recreating Environments, on Institute of Mathematics and Computer, also in USP University in São Paulo. 10, Yasmin Platform, that will be an artificial intelligence solutions for smart manufacturing, technological research institute of the state of São Paulo. And last, public initiative centers, I would like to emphasize that is called the prior education, that is truly applying research in artificial intelligence education for the prepare our resource for the fourth industrial revolution. Furthermore, the Digital Technology Observatory that was launched in 2025, monitors tech trends across 54 science and technology institutes, STIs, 86 Embrapi unities. Embrapi unities is a network of ICTs in Brazil. It's similar to the Fraunhofer network on Germany, or SECTEC Institute in India. It's very similar. Network of ICTs that promote research and development with focus on industry challenges, especially, and more 110 research laboratories and 27 technological incubators. Next, please. Next. Oh, okay. Other important focus with the Brazilian IA plan is to improve participation in international initiative. For us, the PBIA encourages Brazil active participation in international AI governance initiative. For example, global partnership on artificial intelligence, partnership on artificial intelligence, GPIA, United Nations, and Organization for Economic Cooperation Development. They are only one example. There are other examples of participation, especially we are trying to start new cooperation with BRIC countries, for example. The objectives include, for us, when we discuss participation international initiative, contribute to principles of ethical and trustworthy AI, collaborate and participate in development of international standards and guidelines, and especially strengthen cooperation among countries. Next, please. Scientific and technological cooperation with AI. The plan also objectives promotes international partnership in research and innovation. And the key initiatives I try to emphasize in this slide: cooperation, especially promote cooperation between Brazilian universities and international research centers. Promote joint research and development projects in AI. Exchange programs for researching and students. These are very important opportunity to improve and foster exchange programs, and stimulate participation in international innovation networks. Next, please. Technology diplomacy and international cooperation. This is another point that I would like to emphasize. The PBIA also reinforces Brazil's role in digital and technological diplomacy. And the key actions, I'd like to give this an important emphasize is bilateral agreements for technological cooperation, foment international dialogue on AI regulation governance, cooperation especially with global South countries, and last but not least, promotion of international events and workshops and I in Brazil. I would like to invite too much our future partners by Indonesia to visit us. And I'm sure that will have interesting discussions about this subject. Next, please. Here, a map of partnerships that's going on today. Some example, Chile and China, SANSI 2024, Japan, Vietnam, Germany, SANSI 2025, multilaterals, OECD, BRICS, G20, GPI, and I would like to see on next year or perhaps on this year and this map, Indonesia. It will be very good for us. And that's all. I think it's the end. Thank you for attention. Thank you for time, for listening.
Thank you very much, Senor Hamilton Mendes. Muito obrigada por sua apresentação. It was a very important topic for us to be talking about, especially when Senor Hamilton mentioned the importance of bilateral and multilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Brazil, and with the involvement of G20 and BRICS. Indonesia recently joined BRICS last year in January 2025. So that opens up more opportunities for Brazil and Indonesia to engage in more science and technology cooperation, especially in the field of artificial intelligence. And another interesting point that Senor Hamilton mentioned is the importance of the roles of universities in Brazil in developing frameworks and technologies for artificial intelligence. For example, he mentioned University of São Paulo. I'd like to share with everyone that University of São Paulo and University of Indonesia recently just made official a memorandum of understanding for bilateral cooperation. So that opens up even more opportunities for both universities to engage in more joint research or exchange programs. And I think that's a very exciting opportunity for our technological and artificial intelligence industry here in Indonesia, which is why it's so special that tonight we have Professor Wisnu Jatmiko from University of Indonesia, who will be sharing with us the Indonesian perspective of artificial intelligence. So, Professor, you may start.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I think I will share the presentation. First of all, it's very honor from me get the invitation from the Embassy of Brazil, and I'm very excited to listen about the latest news about AI in Brazil. and thank you, Director Hamilton, for the explanation. So I think we try to make some fit and proper so that maybe we can make some good collaboration, at least between Indonesia government and Brazil government. So my name is Wisnu Jatmiko, and I am a Dean of Faculty of Computer Science of Indonesia. I think because Director Hamilton is from the science, technology, innovation sector, so I will explain about Indonesia approach how to build the AI. It's not just a term of technology, but also about the policy, about the fairness and the inclusion. So the title is Indonesia Evolving AI Ecosystem. We will look from the governance, innovation, and inclusive development. Yes, this is just my profile. And yes, we already have some alumni and collaborators. So maybe we hope the next couple months we will have a collaborator from the Brazil. Maybe let's start by looking about the bigger picture. Where does the world stand today in terms of AI computer power? So where do countries like Brazil and Indonesia, maybe where the position from Indonesia and Brazil? So usually about half of the world AI may be located in, in terms of the AI computing power, located with the United States, and maybe the second one, China, follow with a significant amount too. So yes, it's already happened. But when we look about the Brazil and Indonesia, neither country currently hold in not a top ranking position. But the key is because in Indonesia, even we don't have the computing power, maybe apple to apple with some country like United States and China. But we have some, some advantage. For example, about the number of the talent, for example, because Indonesia is quite a big number in terms of the population, for example, and also about the, I don't know, maybe I just talk about the Indonesia. I worry when I talk about the Brazil, I don't have any enough information. For example, in Indonesia, there is so many talent, for example, and there is some also local language data. The meaning is Indonesia have so many rich raw data. So maybe for that point, maybe we can maybe make some discussion with another country to maybe to lead some something. For example, because we have so many data, the meaning is maybe we have some bargaining position to maybe to deal some benefit when we make some collaboration, maybe between or among other country. So this is just I just want to say that about the compute power for non-dominant country like Indonesia and Brazil, for example. So this is I think some not some problem, some weakness from our country when we want to compare about the AI with another country who already have a good infrastructure. And in ASEAN, for example, maybe no, maybe I want to zoom detail, but still helicopter view about the Southeast Asia. Maybe, for example, we just compare with our neighborhood, Singapore. Singapore already has its nation AI strategy, because sometimes it's not apple to apple when we want to compare with the Singapore or Indonesia, because in Singapore the number of population is maybe less than 10 million, 5 million and something like that. But the reality, the Singapore is already also launched the National AI Center. It's quite a big number of the computer power. And also the Malaysia is also putting AI into the new industrial master plan. Maybe they already share about the master plan about maybe every industry must relate it with the AI. And also the Thailand, they already released the national AI strategy. For the Indonesia, they already released so many versions. The last one is about our President Prabowo is already maybe last month maybe already released about the AI roadmap presidential regulation for the next couple of years. But we need some stem from our the House of Representation, so that maybe it become the enactment, it's become a regulation. And also the most important thing is about the harmonization, because in Indonesia, maybe quite similar with the Brazil, but the flagship from Indonesia is there is so many island in Indonesia. The meaning is there is so many disparity in Indonesia, so we need some harmonization. Yes, the harmonization is quite take a time. So for that reason, maybe why still a pending. So the meaning when we have a delay of the enactment, it's meaning maybe it will be influenced about the coordination, it become weakened and something like that. So the effect is about the talent, about the data, about the investment, and so many things. And the faster we enact or to stem the regulation, maybe the faster Indonesia can catch up about the AI technology. And this is also about the actual document behind Indonesia AI governance. The first is about the education decree, and it's already effective. And the other one is about the draft of presidential regulation. So the first draft is called the National AI Roadmap. Maybe for the next couple years, 2006 until 2009. And maybe, for example, you can see in the left side of this slide. And then the second draft is called the AI ethic regulation, because yes, even in Indonesia, the computational power is not so high compared with the United States, for example, or either China or Japan or another country. But there is so many application based on AI. So sometimes, yes, we must look about the dark side of the implementation, because every technology have a negative impact in our society or something like that. So we also focus about the how to regulate the AI ethic. So this is the draft. And the important thing is about the harmonization, because it took a long time, but it's already done. So the meaning is Indonesia maybe try to catch up about AI technology to become the player in AI, not just a user or something like that. Because in Indonesia, for example, so many vendor, the big vendor play, because in AI technology we call a winner take all. I don't know, maybe winner take all. When, for example, when you discuss about the map, Google Map, so the meaning is the Google is winner uh, to maybe to facilitate the person or the human when we try to go to somewhere, they must use a Google Map. So every maybe map in application is related with the Google Map. The meaning is sometimes it's quite difficult because so we need some regulate maybe to maybe yes, to avoid about this problem. Then, so this is just for example about the ethic in Indonesia. There's, for example, there is so many issue about the dark side of the impact of AI application. So, for example, this is the draft regulation. We divide it become at least four. For example, about the when we use the application, maybe the flag is routine use. So the meaning is low impact uses. So just we need some protection and responsible monitoring. But when there is some risk, for example, but still low risk, so we just maybe disclose AI use and applies safeguard, for example. This is our regulation. And also when we want to use the high risk, like audit on oversight, for example, in the medical or credit civil, so we need some audit and human oversight, or also, for example, human in the loop and something like that. So we try to make some. Yes, the draft of regulation is maybe amount 50 pages. Sometimes we also the government release about the some guidance, the detailed guidance. As I mentioned before, in Indonesia, the disparity is quite high. So for that reason, maybe the government is very take care about this problem. This is the draft ethic framework. Is our government release. Okay. Also about the education. Yes, we are proud because even we try to catch up about the AI technology. So our government to invest some quite big money for the education, for example, because we try to not just move about the policy, we try to having something real and effective in our activity. So education turned out to be Indonesia first binding and the multi-ministerial road for responsible AI adoption. So what does that mean exactly? There is some ministry join force together to try to regulate regulate and already signed this decree together and already active from last couple months. So, and it is really powerful because it's already cover all path of education, either informal, non-formal, and yes, in every state in our education, either rich homeschooling, community learning, and informal education setting. Yes, this is also, and some so we focus about the ethical issue because yes, this mean sometimes the technology if we through a depend of technology is quite not good. And also the second one about the child protection, because you know in another country when the people want to install some software, for example, there is some strict age regulation. So the meaning is, so we must protect the child because the child is not good, enough knowledge about how to use the AI, and also inclusive reach. We try juga also to manage this. So the next is about the people in Indonesia. So because at the end of the day, no matter how good our regulation are, we still need the right talent to actually build and manage AI. Yes, so I want to focus about from the point of view from education. So there is number that really put things into perspective. For example, we try to produce the AI talent more than 600,000 AI talent. So the meaning is we try to join force from for example, from the dedicated AI degree. The meaning is the university, UI. I'm from the UI, also some ITB, ITS, also the private university like BINUS and Telkom University. And also for the academic compute, our government, for example, our ministry is already invest some supercomputer to maybe to facilitate the researcher from the university when we try to build some AI application. And also about the governance literacy. So there is so many information about the AI because everything use AI. So our government is very concerned about this thing, and we also put in the curriculum for the maybe from the school, high school, and then maybe we prepare many things so that maybe we can reach about the number of the talent to maybe to become a critical mass to develop AI in terms of national building capacity for AI. And yes, this is just for example. I just want to zoom from our university. We already maybe from last 10 years we already contribute to the our country, for example, to make some in bahasa kecerdasan Indonesia strategic national strategic, and also the second one is our ministry, I'm sorry, maybe still in Bahasa, it's already give some release some guidance for the generative AI for higher education, but focus in the how to using the generative AI with maybe not surpass about the ethic. And also in especially in our university is already released the regulation how to use, for example, the generative AI to make some report, to some assignment and something like that. And also it's already stamped by our rector. The meaning is there is some punishment, for example, for the student or for the academia who not follow about the regulation using AI. And then in our faculty, we just opened the study program about special about the artificial intelligence. I don't know, maybe Dr. Adila is also joined. This is our the head of study program of artificial intelligence in our university, especially in our faculty of computer science. Okay, and strategic upside, maybe yes. Let's step back for a moment and look the bigger opportunity here. First, maybe we have a scale advantage, maybe because in terms of the user, about more than 200 million internet user and diverse domestic contacts in Indonesia. I think it is quite a big number. And also about the, yes, we already have a regulatory momentum because we already have a roadmap and ethic instrument to advancing formally how to implement the AI. And also we already have an academic pipeline, so that maybe we will produce, as I mentioned before in the previous presentation, we try to produce, yes, at least 600,000 or maybe if possible 1 million talent. Yes, I think it's not so ambitious because in terms of the number of population, Indonesia is more than 200 million. Maybe quite same with the Brazil number. And also maybe, yes, this is very good time to make some collaboration, South-South cooperation, and even our Indonesia and Brazil also maybe in the same collaborator. We call our like a BRIC, G government 20 and something like that. So I think it's a good time. Maybe we can maybe make some very strong collaboration between us, Indonesia and Brazil. Okay, so maybe this is maybe the last couple our presentation. Ambition will not become impact without annex rule, capacity, talent, and coordination. So the central gap is implementation and audit capacity at national scales. So this is some step so that maybe we hope Indonesia will move in the next stages in terms of AI implementation or AI developer, and we need some collaborator to extend, especially maybe Brazil country, and also, for example, as moderator mentioned before, University Sao Paulo is already have some MOU, for example, with our university. So maybe we can extend with some, I don't know, visiting researcher or joint degree and something like that. Yes, this is just for the discussion. So because Brazil also already have a PBIA, and also Indonesia is already have a roadmap for the AI, and maybe in terms of the number of population, maybe Indonesia plus Brazil is quite a big number, and we already have international channel, for example, like a BRIC and bilateral cooperation. So I think the cooperation agenda can link policy learning, joint research, and citizen reaching to use case, maybe case from Indonesia and Brazil. And yeah, I think this is a quite good opportunity. Okay, maybe that's all. Indonesia and Brazil can shape AI governance that advance innovation and inclusive development. Okay, I think that's all from me. I return back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Wisnu Jatmiko. That was a very comprehensive presentation about the Indonesian perspective of artificial intelligence development and AI governance. I really liked how you also emphasized the possibility of having bilateral and multilateral cooperation within the South-South environment, given that global South countries, especially Brazil and Indonesia, we have very similar demographics. We're both very large countries with a large population, a large young population who's ready to adopt artificial intelligence, a young population that's very active in the digital world. So I believe there is plenty of opportunities for collaboration in developing these fields, especially given how your university, University of Indonesia, has also developed the artificial intelligence undergraduate program, which hopefully maybe you could have an exchange program with universities in Brazil, maybe University of Sao Paulo because of the recently approved memorandum of understanding. Who knows? And also for everyone else who's participating here, maybe if you are academics or researchers, if you're interested in establishing joint research, exchange programs, or collaborations with researchers or universities in Brazil, feel free to email us, the Embassy of Brazil in Jakarta, the Science and Technology Department. We would be happy to facilitate introduction with Brazilian institutions who'd be happy to work with Indonesian institutions. Okay, so now is the question and answer session. Well, we have so many questions, but given the time limit, we will choose just a few, so we might not be able to get to everyone. Okay, let's start with the questions about. Okay, there's this question from Ali Omar. I'm just going to revise it. The question is about how can countries manage the energy consumption that is used for artificial intelligence? Yes, Senora Hamilton.
Unfortunately, I want to attend another meeting on Parliament, Brazilian Parliament, but I wish to my colleagues to continue the meeting, to attend meeting. First, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Jatmiko, for your amazing presentation. Identify significant similarities in the strategic vision of Brazil and Indonesia regarding the importance of promoting AI not only for its scientific aspects, but especially as tool to enhance the well-being of our societies. for fostering ethical and inclusive use and protecting children. It's very important subject. Given these high conversion visions, I see great potential for developing cooperation, research and development, as well in human resource training. I would like to propose sharing our presentation with the support of Brazilian Basin. Unfortunately, I have another commitment at the Parliament, but I think it's possible for my colleagues, especially Dr. Paulo, to continue at this meeting. I'm very sorry because this meeting will be very interesting. Very happy with this opportunity. I believe that it will be foster partnership on AI soon.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hamilton. We understand your other commitments, and we thank you a lot for participating. And we'll try to answer the questions in your absence. And thank you again. Don't let us keep you here. And just to answer this question before my colleague, the Indonesian colleague, can have his turn if he wants to. I think that the high energy consumptions only stresses the importance of all countries, not only Brazil and Indonesia, but all countries to invest more in sustainable energy, because we all know that these new technologies consume a lot of energy, and it's just not sustainable to use only fossil fuels to keep this going, or else energy prices will keep increasing, and then you will have this dilemma between energy for the machines and energy for us. We all know how many countries are suffering now with the heat wave on the north hemisphere, and that energy prices are increasing. So in Brazil, we have invested a lot in sustainable energy from hydro plants, from wind power plants, and also solar. And I think this is the way, and also renewable energies, biofuels, and I think this is the way for the future. We'll have to develop a way to create more sources of alternative and sustainable energies to keep all of our demands, because the cost for energy keeps increasing, and as we've seen now with the conflict in the Hormuz Straits, the Middle East, we cannot keep depending on only fossil fuels. All countries have seen this, and a lot of countries are already investing a lot on sustainable fuels. So I think this is the way. And until we find out ways to use less energy for AI, I don't think there's any other solution other than increase sustainable energy to help us to power our machines or computers and use our energy for our daily needs.
Okay, thank you, Conselho Marcelo, and thank you, Professor Zutpico. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Professor, do you have any inputs to give on this question?
For the energy upgrading, for example, yes, I think the energy is quite a big problem when we want to implement the AI consumption power. So, for example, in just our experience in our university, for example, when we want to maybe install the supercomputer, the meaning is the computer who have the good computer power. So we must have some own power. The meaning is build some own power, not depend on the services from our government, for example. So and the other one, there is also so many researcher how to maybe to manage the grid. The meaning is how to manage the using power of the supercomputer. And the other one, I don't know, maybe usually we have some collaboration with some industry partner, because I think is yes, it's very high cost when maybe we want to implement or using a supercomputer from the from the own capacity. Maybe I think also you can also explore about so many discussion about how to manage the energy consumption, to deal or to implement with the safety implementation, and for the supercomputer installation. Maybe this is just our additional comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, both of you, for the very comprehensive answer. Yeah, I think the theme of energy consumption and sustainability is very important these days, especially in artificial intelligence. Developing AI data centers and supercomputers can take up so much energy, which can be a problem, especially in today's ecosystem. So perhaps that could also be another topic for AI collaboration between Brazil and Indonesia, given that, especially when we're both tropical countries that are very hot, it can be a challenge when we want to build data centers, but hopefully we can overcome that together. Next question. This is more of a policy question. How can governments make rules to slow down AI until they understand the risks if AI companies have a lot of power and can influence regulation? So who would like to answer first?
How can AI? Can you repeat the question? Because so
Okay.
many questions in the in the chat.
It's okay. How can governments make rules to slow down AI until they can understand the risks? Because a lot of AI companies have so much power and they can do whatever they want, right? Basically. So how can the government help regulate that, in your opinion?
Okay. I think can I answer directly? Is okay?
Yes, of course.
I think I already mentioned about in the ethic draft in our presentation, because at least we divided the effect of using AI. For example, if there is some risk, so maybe we must give some strict regulation, but is there is some just for the common using, maybe sometimes when we give some strict regulation, there is no innovation. This is also trade-off. So because the trade-off, maybe we must make some moderate regulation, so that maybe the industry can still can release about their AI product, and then maybe, but we still have some guidance. Then maybe I don't know. I think it's still I think it's already implemented in Indonesia. Either maybe not every aspect about how to regulate it. In the new draft, I think it's very detailed. Even maybe there is still not a stamp from our government, but at least when there is no some stamp of regulation, maybe usually we will follow about the ethic. The meaning is, if the application is maybe have so many negative impact, so that maybe our government will give some strict regulation, and then maybe will give some blacklist for the corporate industry and something like that. I think yes, this is just my opinion, and maybe you can explore about, I don't know, you can maybe the attendee from the Indonesia, maybe you can searching about the Indonesia regulation is already available in internet. Then the draft is maybe at least three draft. Maybe it's quite detailed about how to regulate about AI implementation and application in Indonesia. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor. Maybe anyone from the Brazilian side would like to share their input?
Okay, thank you, Firen. I concur that the regulation is the path forward. It needs to be regulated. It's pretty clear, and I think other than regulation, also we have to increase transparency so we can try to require the developers to disclose how much computing power they were using to train, what type of data were used, from where did they get the data, and also the results. So this is important. But on the other hand, we know that it's very, very hard to I don't know, to slow down the pace, because this is not driven by one country. It's even if you enact local legislation in your borders, there are many other players working in this field, many other countries, and not always they see eye to eye. So it's important to negotiate in international forums to try to get a minimum standard, a minimum regulation, minimum transparency that all countries agree to. And this is something that Brazil is already trying to do. But I know that it's very hard because it's not up to us. And normally the countries and the companies that are more active in the development in this field are in the northern hemisphere, the developing countries. Not always they see eye to eye, because, for instance, we on the developing countries, we always try to ask for more regulation, and also that when they mine our data, that they pay for it, right? So that they respect our copyrights, our cultural goods, and this is very hard to enact, because for it, all of the other countries have also to agree. So it's an ongoing process, but it's very hard. And but we are trying. There are multiple countries that are trying to put this on the table and discuss how to increase regulation, transparency, and that's it. Thank you. Next question. I think we can do one last question, right?
Yes, let's do one more question. Wow, there are so many questions. Okay, I read all the questions.
Maybe the one about the culture. I think it's important.
The one about culture. Which question is that, Marcella? I don't see it.
Wait, let me open here the. How do I open the chat? There's a question by Miss Aliva Zenendia Cunha. How can we stop the public from using general AI too much when it may be trained on artists and writers' work without permission, and it's cheaper and need paying them? This is a very important question, and something is a debate that has been going on for Brazil is one of the countries that is spearheading this discussion. the WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, because we know that many of the Gen AI's models, they are being trained with the content, the data, the artists and writers work from the poorer countries, the developing countries, and everything is online. Our music, our I don't know, folklore, our books, and a lot of these these AI models are being trained with our content, and they don't pay anything for the author, for the country, and this is something that we are trying to push. Some countries are very staunch against this, but we are getting more support even from some European countries, and I think it's very important. It is a very important discussion because we if AI companies mine the data from our countries, from our artists, we want them to be paid for, so that their work is valued. And we this I remember there was a very big discussion some time ago when one of the AI platforms apps was using some Japanese animes as um, as a standard. You could upload your own image and get these AI generated drawings generated for free, and then people was like, "Oh, they're not paying the author, they're not paying," and they're using like all of the Japanese culture. And this is not to speak about Brazil, right? I don't want to just point like we are the victims, but everybody loses on this. And at some point, we think it's very important that all countries agree that all intellectual property must be respected, even if by AI. So if companies are using our data to mine and to train their computers, their systems, they must pay us, huh? If they are having making, yes, sorry. Well, this is it. This is my opinion. Maybe Professor has something to say on this.
Yes, I think it's difficult and tough question because still open problem is because related with the intellectual property because uh, but the problem is when we give some strict about how to Gen AI to take a data for the training. So the meaning is our Gen AI cannot learn many things. But the problem maybe first maybe at least different country have a different approach maybe. But maybe at least I can give some 2 or 3 thing how to regulate use raw data without permission, for example. So first maybe, of course, maybe, but I think it's quite difficult to make some consent and licensing of that sources. I think in US government is already tried to manage that, but I don't know, maybe it depends with the country, for example. Because in Indonesia, for example, not without permission, because Indonesia culture is just they they have some hobby or hobby to share the photo to share the video. The meaning is the meaning is when we share the photo or video, it's public, so that maybe Gen AI can use this data for their training. But I don't know, maybe we must give uh, some education for, I mean, for Indonesian people because it's become a privacy and something like that. And yes, the second one is about the transparency and labeling. I think it's quite difficult because even until now, ChatGPT, for example, I just when some researcher uh, requests them to give declaration about their raw data for the training. The ChatGPT still not give some open discussion about that. So and it is also still have some problem about the regulation, but I think when we try to regulate is become quite good. And I don't know, maybe when we can give some pressure about the legal and regulator, maybe, but the effect is our AI or our generative AI cannot become very powerful because there is some limitation of data. I don't know, maybe this is just a trade-off, and I don't know about the economic incentive. Just for example, even they must some get permission, but maybe the number of money they must pay is not so expensive, something like that, or it become also like open data, open source, or open sharing and the community and something like that. But the most important thing is there is some concern when we want to use the data for the training for the AI or generative AI. Maybe this is just my additional opinion. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much for your input. Yeah, this really shows how important it is to regulate artificial intelligence, given that the technology is developing so quickly. And it's also very important to have Global South perspectives involved in developing these kind of regulations. So this is just a little update from the United Nations. So recently, the United Nations, specifically the Office of Digital and Emerging Technologies, they recently established a high-level advisory board specifically for AI, for artificial intelligence development, and they included many different experts from different fields and different nationalities, especially in the Global South. I believe there's also a Brazilian that board to help give input on how artificial intelligence regulation should look like while taking into account of the world in the Global South. So we're not just blindly following the Global North. And I think that's a very historical development, and it's very important for us to continue these conversations consistently to ensure that our voices in the Global South continue to be heard, as well as for us to continue to be involved in these developments. So yes, thank you very much, everyone, for coming this evening and in the morning for the Brazilian side. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today, but we would love to continue these kind of discussions, especially with researchers like yourself, Professor Wisnu. The Science, Technology, and Innovation Office of the Embassy of Brazil in Jakarta is always open to having more discussions about possible bilateral and multilateral cooperation in artificial intelligence development and other science, technology, and innovation fields. So if anyone is interested or have any ideas on possible collaboration projects with Brazilian universities, researchers, or institutions, please feel free to reach out to us via email anytime. Marcelo, do you have any closing remarks before we end it?
Just a second. Okay, I'm muted. No, I'd just like to thank everybody who stayed with us tonight and this morning in Brazil. And please follow our social media, and we will post more events there related to trade, to science, technology, culture, everything. Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for participating. Hope everybody here learned a little bit about the how we can collaborate in the AI field, and like I did. So thank you very much for participating. Good night and good morning.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Professor Wisnu Jatmiko. Have a good evening. Selamat malam, Prof.